Gaming with the Master with part 16 of Fossil Fighters. Let's get to it. Last episode, we completed Knick-Knack's last two requests, got the Beard Ribbon, battled Woolbeard, and now we're going to do our level up battle. So when we get to the fighter area in town, there's a notification from the Fossil Stadium saying that level up battles will be starting shortly. So we go and talk to Tiffany, and we say yes to wanting to do our level up battle. So first we have to take the cleaning test. So we have to clean the fossil rock at 70 points or higher to pass. So we just cleaned the fossil rock at 70 points, but we're just going to clean now for the fun of it. So we just finished cleaning the fossil. We cleaned it at 98 points. So we just passed our cleaning test, so now we'll do our level up battle. So for this battle, there will be 2 preliminary battles and then the level up master. So we have to do 3 battles to level up. So the first preliminary battle is against Eli. And he will be using a Cultist, a Jingo, and an Onyx. And Jingo uses Whirling Dash, which does 56 damage. And then Corona Bite will do 60 damage to Jingo. Then Jingo uses Whirling Dash again and does 39 damage. Then Corona Bite does 60 damage again. And Auto Counter does 6 damage. And Cultist uses Diving Thrust, which does 47 damage. Then Elasmo Tackle should hopefully finish off Jingo. And it does with 48 damage. Then Cultist uses Diving Thrust, which does 45 damage. And Onyx uses Onyx Bite, which does 13 damage. And then Elasmo Tackle will do 52 damage. And Corona Bite will do 60 damage. Then Cultist uses Diving Thrust, which does 47 damage, and Onyx uses Onyx Bite, which does 12 damage. Then Elasmo Tackle finishes off Onyx with 54 damage. Then Cultist uses Diving Thrust, which does 69 damage. Then Corona Bite does 51 damage. And Elasmo Tackle does 42 damage. Then Cultist uses Diving Thrust, which does 47 damage. And then Corona Bite should hopefully finish off Cultist. And it does with the critical 71 damage. So we beat our first person for our preliminary battle, so now we have to do our second preliminary battle. And Shoney's in LP increased by 6. Corona is also increased by 6. Elasmo's increased by 5. Spinax is increased by 5. And Ventnor's increased by 4. So now we'll talk to Tiffany again so we can do our second preliminary battle. And this one is against Sally. And Sally will be using a U-Raptor, a Goyo, and a Serato. So, Sally goes first since we have 1,043 LP and she only has 343. So we're going to use Corona Bite against Serato, and it does 43 damage. And Serato uses Serato Combo, which knocks Shoney back into the escape zone and does 71 damage. Then I'm going to use Corona Bite against Serato, which does 45 damage. Then Serato uses Serato Combo again, which does a critical 99 damage. And I'm going to swap Shoney out for Corona into the AZ and use Elasmo Tackle against Serato, which does 36 damage. Then Serato uses Serato Combo again, which does 68 damage. And I'm going to use Elasmo Tackle, which should hopefully do the 2 damage required to defeat Serato. And it does. So Goyo uses Rock Shot, which does 32 damage. And then we're going to use Snapping Jaws, which does 61 damage. Goyo uses Rock Shot again, which does a critical 58 damage. Then we're going to use Corona Bite, which should hopefully finish off Goyo. And it does with 48 damage. And U-Raptor uses U-Venom, which does not poison but did 37 damage. Then I'm going to use Corona Bite against U-Raptor, which does a critical 142 damage, which was a one-shot kill for U-Raptor. So we beat our second preliminary battle. So now we can go and battle the Level Up Master. And Shoni ranks up to a rank 9, and LP increased by 6, attack increased by 11, and defense increased by 2. Corona's LP increased by 6, Elasmo's increased by 5, Spinax is also increased by 5, and along with Ventnor's. So we'll talk to Tiffany again, and now we can battle the Level Up Master. And the Level Up Master is Nick Nack. So if we beat Nick Nack, we'll become a level 5 fighter. And the thing is with Nick Nack is even though you get a lot of water type Vivosaurs at Bottom Sump Bay, he uses all air types, so it's best to use earth types or really rank up your water types, which a rank 9, 8, and 9 should hopefully beat a rank 3, 3, and 5. Which Nick Nack is using an Elasmith, a Styraco, and an M-Raptor. So, Nick Nack goes first and uses Ruin Beam, which does 66, 30, and 28 damage. Then we're going to use Corona Bite against Elasmith, which does 41 damage. Then Elasmith uses Elasmith Combo, which does a critical 131 damage and knocks Shoni into the EZ. Then M-Raptor uses M-Claw, which does 6 damage. Then we're going to use Corona Bite against Elasmith again, and it does 42 damage. And then Elasmith uses Elasmith Combo again, which does 82 damage. And then Styraco uses Leaping Gore, which does 16 damage. And swaps Elasmith out for Styraco. I'm going to swap Shoni out for Corona. And then use Elasmo Tackle against Styraco. And it does 34 damage. Then Styraco uses Styraco Combo, which does a critical 88 damage and enrages Shoni. And then M-Raptor uses M-Claw, which does 5 damage. Then we're going to use Elasmo Tackle again, which does a critical 52 damage to Styraco. Then Styraco uses Styraco Combo again, which does 55 damage, and swaps M-Raptor out for Styraco and uses M-Claw, which does 10 damage. So we're going to use Snapping Jaws against M-Raptor, which does 65 damage. Then M-Raptor uses M-Venom, which does a critical 39 damage and poisons Shoni. And then Elasmith uses Ramming Horn, which defeats Shoni. So we're going to use Elasmo Tackle to defeat M-Raptor. And then we're going to use Corona Bite, which should hopefully defeat Elasmith. And it does. And Styraco uses Styraco Fury, which has the opportunity to scare the opponent, which you have limited options for attack if it does scare, but it did not. The scare did not affect Corona. And we just beat Nick Nack with that Corona Bite right there. And we got 6 battle points. And Shoni's LP increased by 9, along with Corona's. And Elasmo's increased by 8. And Spinex is increased by 7, along with Ventnor's. So since we beat Nick Nack, we are now a level 5 fighter. So Rosie comes up and says that we already leveled up, but she lost on her second preliminary. So Rosie wonders about those idols since we've found 3 of them already. So we're going to save our progress. And that will conclude today's episode of Fossil Fighters Part 16. Join us next time for Fossil Fighters Part 17, where we find out what we do next episode.